Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome back to Muslim Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Ibrahim Sharaf, and I have a very special guest here, a regular, Tarek Hamid.
Good to be here.
Good to see you. Sir. So let's dive right into the announcements. First and foremost, the overarching theme for our league is to bring attention and awareness and raise funds for Palestine. So donate link is as usual in the description. Keep them in your dua at the very least. And on a second note, the other reason we do this is, and it kind of goes into the slogan for Muslim basketball, is brotherhood through basketball. And I feel the need to talk about it this week because of certain things we've been seeing, not only last week but through from week one. We've been seeing a lot of people, cursing and things like that. And at the end of the day, it's called Muslim basketball, where people are leaving trash all over the place. It's just not representative of our faith. It's not representative of the people that we are. And I think like a reminder is necessary for everybody that that's watching here, is that like at the end of the day, like we're doing this. There's a overarching goal that everybody here knows of, right? Like we're all here to build the connections that we have with our Muslim community, build like greater relationships with each other in a good and healthy way. Play sports, obviously, yes. Be passionate about basketball, yes. Like we all love that. And I love, obviously, you see we bring people on the pod, we talk trash and everything like that, but the most important part is at the end of the day, everyone's shaking hands, everyone's having a good time, and it's all love after that, right? But I'm not really seeing that sometimes, right? And I'm not going to really go into too much detail. Maybe we'll talk a little bit here and there as we go through the games and stuff like that. But at the very end of the day, it's like we're not here to start fights or have fights with each other or any of that stuff. It's supposed to be that we have better relationships with everyone. And honestly, for the most part, for the past 3 seasons that I've been here with MB, is that I have built a lot of really good relationships. And one of them here with Tarek is that I've met him through MB. We're good friends now, and it's because of the league. That's what this league is supposed to be here for, and obviously we're trying to even do more with the next gen program to help you with your careers and et cetera, et cetera. It's meant to be something where we're all coming closer together and just doing better as a community. So when we see setbacks from that, it goes against the exact mission that we're kind of going for, and it's not something we want to see. So. Just try to come out next week, inshallah, and let's leave it all on the court. Let's show love. I think that's what the big message here is. Yes. And remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of the day is that this is not it's basketball. We're not getting paid, bro. We're not in the league. Yeah. We're playing. It's a rec league at the end of the day. Like, yeah, be passionate. We want that. We talk about it here every week. I'm doing this I'm not getting paid for this podcast. We're passionate about the league. That's what we do here. But there's a line, and we should all hold ourselves to that standard. Sorry, you were gonna say something?
No, I think you put it well. I think just wanted to add, obviously we're not saying like don't talk trash, not to have fun. Like that's part of it for sure. Some of the best moments in MB have been two teams going at it.
Absolutely.
In like WhatsApp group or whatever. But like also just know the boundaries and just keep it within, keep it respectful. Above everything. So,
100%. Yeah. You might be noticing onto the next point. The thing in the corner right there, that's my record from my predictions from last week. 8 for 8, 100%. Just saying, that's shout out Omar Abbasi, by the way. I predicted Yazur losing too, by the way. I'm just saying. Shout out Omar Abbasi, just saying. And we'll be keeping that going for the rest of the season, inshallah.
We'll see what it looks like after week 7, at the end of it.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so any other announcements? Let me think. I think just make sure you clean up after yourselves, wash your jerseys. Jersey penalties are in full effect. I know some teams know that just from experience at this point. If your team is on their website, if your team number for the jerseys is different from what the jersey that you have, the captain has to email the email that I'm going to put in the description. It's also in last week's video. I put the email address in there just so that if somebody says they didn't know, whatever, it's in the pod. I put it on the email. On the description. We also sent emails. There's WhatsApp notifications that you're getting, so you're more than notified at this point. So let them know. if there's any numbers that need to be changed on the website.
This is during the game too. Like there'll be times where we're stat keeping, we see that the jersey number is incorrect. We give 3 points during the game to the other team.
Yeah.
So if you're surprised they didn't make a 3 and you see 3 points on the board, that's why. And it can't be an old MB jersey. There's about Abudi came up to me in shock for some reason. He's been in the season for 3 years, wondering why the old jersey doesn't work. It has to be a current jersey for MB.
Did he tell you to shut up or something?
Yeah, so he told me to we'll talk about it in the game.
That's so funny. Okay, any other? Next announcement. Keep your dogs out for Kareem Shaban. He was diagnosed with a concussion, as you guys know. Alhamdulillah, he's doing better. I had the chance to text him earlier in the week, and just make sure you send some love, like we were just talking about. Keep him in your dua, and inshallah he gets better soon. We'll see him in a couple weeks. Let's see. I think those are all the off-court announcements that I had up. Playoff picture is starting to come in. We're gonna start looking at that starting probably next week, I think. But before we, I guess those are all the announcements actually. So all right, let's get into the games. So week 5, Bir Seb'a versus Rafah is game 1. I had Rafah. Rafah took the win. It really looked like a blowout in the beginning. I think Rafah came out 38 points in the first half. Bir Seb'a had 19.
I was stat keeping this game.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is it was close in the beginning, but because I think they had 2 jersey penalties, they went up by 6 early.
Wait, Rafah?
Rafah had 2.
Yeah.
Bir Seb'a had 2 jersey penalties. The team isn't bad. Like we keep talking about this team is actually good. They need to just, I guess, play. They show up really. They did the same with Yazur last week, where they played really, really well for the first 5 to 10 minutes, and it just falls apart after that. Just a lot of dumb shots that are taken. But it was a competitive game up until second half, I'll say. Yeah,
I mean, it looks like Bir Seb'a won the second half. Just looking at the stat sheet over here, but it just wasn't enough. Like it looks like they probably let their foot off the brake. I mean the gas, and just overall, you see the stat sheet for Rafah. You got 6 for 13 from Ammar, 17 and 10. Great double there. 9, 6 and 3 from NS, 4 for 11. I hear players yelling at NS. I don't know if I'm seeing it wrong, hearing it wrong, whatever. But I hear NS getting yelled at, shoot out. I don't know.
Lots of turnovers this game from him. 5 turnovers, most on this team. From the point guard, you expect better from him. No, but again, they're a very balanced team. You can't really. They can make a lot of mistakes because they got good players.
Yeah. No, when I was talking to NS, he said he's trying to be versatile, which I could definitely respect. Like we've seen NS be a scorer primarily. Yeah. And so this year he's really trying to settle into that point guard role, and it looks like he's not doing a bad job, honestly. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, he's on a team with scorers. Yeah. Everyone on the team scores. And Bir Seb'a, it looks like they kept Rafah, their shooting percentage is not good as a team. Yeah, Ammar shot well, but everyone else shot okay. NS is the second best field goal, besides Tehran, actually. But Amr Abu Ataya was 2 for 7, 2 for 12 from Hamid al-Banna, 4 for 13 from Ayman. Isn't horrible.
You expect more, obviously, from a team like this. I think you expect better shooting percentages from Ayman and Muhammad. But, I mean, a win's a win. You can't really complain, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, not much to say. I will say Omar Khan has looked a lot better this season. He's in his bag.
Dude, he's also scoring really efficiently.
Yeah. It looks almost effortless this year. I don't know how to describe he just looks like he's leveled up.
Bro, last season when we were on Akka, the ball it would stop at the point guard area. Mm-hmm. Not to blame anybody or anything like that. It's just at the end of the day, I didn't feel like I got enough touches. Omar Khan didn't feel like he got enough touches. Bilal Mateen didn't feel like he got enough touches. A lot of people, that was the issue that we felt. Mm-hmm. And it's not like the point guards weren't trying to pass to us. Mm-hmm. It's just the ball just wasn't finding its way around the court, what I mean, as a team. And so it seems like he's found the ball in his hands and he's taking care of it. He's shooting 6 for 13, 15 points, 4 rebounds. He's doing a good job, I think.
He's finding his spots a lot quicker and a lot more efficiently. It just it doesn't feel forced like it does in last season. I'll say he just that's all I gotta say. But again, I know you're coming back from an injury. Maybe shoot more efficiently. But he was getting a lot of boards this game. I remember counting a lot of rebounding stats.
So. He had what, 9?
10.
There it is.
Double.
3 17
steals,
and 10.
So.
What is that? 8 for 22. That's 4 for 11. That's a little under 40%. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, a little under 40. He had
okay,
no. He shot 8 for 22.
Oh,
not 10 for 22.
What's wrong with me? 8 for 22.
Yeah.
36%.
Yeah.
League average rate.
Yeah. It's not horrible. It's just like 36% for 22 shots that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
it's glaring when you have someone from Medic only shooting 4 shots,
yes,
right?
So, I totally agree. Maybe it was the matchup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But good game overall. I think it's just like you want to see a better first half. They got to come out swinging.
Yeah.
That's about what it looks like.
Yeah.
All right.
And bring your jerseys.
Yeah. Make sure you get the right jerseys, fellas. Especially you, Ryan. You should know better. All right, next game. Nazareth versus Khan Yunis. Just a disclaimer here. Nazareth didn't have Omar Mana. They didn't have Shafiq. It was the Ilyas show. And Muayyad, actually. It ended up being the Muayyad show, I would say. Yeah, I mean, you look across. Like, they only have 5 guys, it looks like. You had the ball swinging. Everyone got a bunch of shots up, which is good. They shot 43% as a team. They actually had Khan Yunis sweating at one point. And low-key, it being a 7-point game without their 2 bigger stars is pretty, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Nazareth, defending champs, they move the ball around. They play together. Muayyad was just beasting, bro. 11 for 21, 23 points, 30 rebounds. He just wasn't being stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
4 for 20 for Nazareth. That's the difference. I feel like
4 from the 3. Yeah, wow.
Compared to 2 for 8.
Yeah, 4 for 20 from 3 is atrocious. That is bad. They got out rebounded a lot too. 40 rebounds on the other side, 22 on Nazareth. Yeah, and then on the Khan Yunis side, you had 2 guys over 20 points, Sabir and Iyad. They're brothers. They both had double doubles, both 11 rebounds. You also had an 11-11 from Mairaj, very efficient. This team is it's up there. They didn't even have Tawfiq this week.
Oh yeah, never lost.
Yeah, they only lost that one game. It was against Rafah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Rafah.
Yeah.
Rafah. Yeah, it's tough.
Not much to say. I didn't get the chance to watch this game, but from what I saw, it was a pretty tight game.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what happened at the end. I'm sure.
Nazareth, Khan Yunis came out swinging at first. They were up 15 points, and then get out of the way. And then Khan Yunis, I guess, I don't know. Nazareth came swinging back. They came back into it. But yeah, nothing much more to say here. Like you said, they were missing their 2 big stars. They made it a tight game. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right, Deir Al-Balah versus Haifa. Did you watch this one?
I
stacked
caught
up this
glimpses
one, right?
of it. No, I
one?
think I stacked
the other one.
No, I was watching the Baysan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I saw glimpses of this one too.
This one was weird because they were missing, or Deshaun wasn't playing.
Yeah, he didn't play until the last couple minutes. He only took 1 shot. You can see on the stat sheet. He apparently on Sundays he coaches a basketball team or a kids basketball team or something like that, and he didn't. So Sundays are tough for him. So usually we play on Saturdays, obviously. But he came and what's it called? At that point, the team they were already putting the finishing touches on their win there. They shot 50% as a team, 26-10 from Hamid Amin, which is crazy.
They were playing primarily through him in the post.
Yeah.
From what I saw, it was a very chill game. I don't know which sucker was bringing the ball up, but
probably Mohamed Sucker.
I think it was Mohamed Sucker who was just controlling the pace of the game. I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, and he shot efficiently 2-6 for 11. Yeah. And you can see across the board too. A lot of people got a good amount of rebounds. Abdurrahman got 5. Ahmed Sucker got 8. Ahmed had 6. Overall, they swung the rock. 14 assists as a team. Yeah, look at that sound by Muhammad Amin. 26, 10, and 6 assists, 2 steals.
He's so
Bro's
tough,
playing
bro.
point guard, bro.
He's tough, bro.
Bro.
That behind the head pass he does off the post is so funny. It looks so goofy, but it just works.
Yeah. And then Desar on the other side, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Efficient game. He had 4 personal fouls. I'm assuming he was the one on Muhammad Amin.
Yeah, probably.
Because Muhammad Amin also had 9 free throws, which he made 3 of them, which is not a good rate. But yeah, I'm assuming that's what. Oh, you had a bunch of guys in foul trouble. Wow. Mohammed Askar got fouled out. 2 other guys in 4 fouls. Hassan and Yusuf Al-Shinawi, 4 fouls each.
It wasn't even that many free throws from what I can tell.
Yeah.
So it seems like non-shooting fouls. What happened there? I don't know.
17 free throws. They definitely Mohamed Amin took advantage of it. He was in the line, but like they needed to make those free throws at least. What do you think
more from Osama, honestly?
Yeah, usually he has a much bigger game.
Yeah,
but like, what do you think? What do you think it is for Haifa? Like, I want these guys to get their dubs, and this game was actually a fight. Like, it was actually close. You look at the first half; at the halftime they're only down by 3. Mm-hmm. Second half, it wasn't that much of it. Like, it was 27-36 overall. Like, it was like a 12-point game overall at the end. Like, it's not like crazy. It's not like the.
I feel like with this kind of team where they've been playing with each other for a long time, it's there's not a lot of off-ball movement from what I can tell. It's a lot of ball watching. I don't know if you agree with that when it comes to Haifa.
I haven't really watched much of this game, but I'm going to pay attention to it for next week for sure.
I feel like for a team that's played with each other for a long time, they don't share the rock like they should.
Yeah.
Like Safad is their name. Yeah. So
Safad does. You're right. They do move the ball like that. It's a good shout out. I want to pay attention to that.
I expect better. One last thing, I expect better from Amr. I grew up with Amr. I know how much of a lights out shooter he is. So expect better shooting from him.
2 for 9 wasn't doing it for you.
2-9 is not doing it for me. I mean, 1 for 6. He's a 3-point specialist.
Yeah.
So
I mean, 3 of his 8 points were from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. I think Desar now needs some help, man. That's what it is. Like at the end of the day, I'm just like, what else can you say? 6 for 11 from Desar is great. Ellen is 5 for 10. That's great. Yeah. There needs to be another guy that steps up. It needs to be 3 on this team. It needs to be 3 guys that step up. They were close in this game against a good team. Yeah. Obviously, they're missing their best player, but like at the end of the day, it's still a team. Yeah. And if they just have one more guy that steps up and really just brings it to the table, and it could change from game to game too. It doesn't need to be the same guy. Yeah. You gotta have somebody step up. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, they didn't shoot great as a team. They took the same amount of shots, they just didn't make them. Yeah. So that could be the defense, but let's go to the next game. Baysan versus Shatila.
Right, here we go.
This one was double overtime, and oh my god, it was tight throughout, man. It was crazy.
Stressful. It wasn't tight. Actually, so I thought Baysan was pulling away at the end. They were up by 10 with like 4 or 3.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and then they came back.
This game was over. Yeah. It was over before the end of regulation, and then they I don't know what happened. Shatila just clutched up, bro.
Yeah.
Shatila clutched up.
They did clutch up, honestly. Great games all around from Hassan and Karim.
Yeah. So this game was very physical, right? Both teams were really going at it. Like you'll see, I saw Chef Dula getting, smacked, bro. He was going up, getting smacked, hit the floor, bam. Yeah. And then he goes to the free throw line. Same on the other side. You saw obviously. It was unfortunate, but Karim got hit, went down, and he was out for the count. They almost called the game. Yeah. It was a very physical game. Both teams really cared about it. They wanted to win. Yep. I think almost too much, because at the end of the day, you have competitive spirit, but at the very end of it, it's like, look, we're playing basketball. We're playing rec basketball. Nobody has a contract. Nobody's going to league here. You're not playing overseas from this. I know you get footage, but
I thought it was kind of messed up. I mean, after Karim got hurt, everyone just ignored him.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey,
he banged his head hard on the ground.
What are we doing at the end of the game?
Yeah, it was nobody's worried about the guy. It was crazy. Overall, though, Baysan fought. You know what I mean? So did obviously Shatila. They came out with the win in the end. Karim went off, dude. Yeah. 25 points on 50% shooting. He likes to do his leak out. Yep. He got to the free throw line plenty. 8 for 11 shooting from the free throw line. Yep. It's great.
Hassan had a good game.
7 for 15, 22 points. Yeah, this team is sneaky good. They fight again, like we said. They're big. They have Sami and
Sami did not have a good
Abdul
game this game, huh?
Yeah, he didn't take many shots. I think he obviously facilitated. He saw that. What's his name? Hassan and Karim were going off, and he was throwing that leak out. He was playing defense. Yeah. It was really him on Ronnie Salan. He was guarding up on Ronnie, and then you had Abdul and what's his name? Big Mo Burka getting into it. Big Mo went off too, 6 for 13, 17 points, 8 rebounds. He played well. Mm-hmm. But again, it's just we conduct ourselves with a certain behavior no matter what. Yep. And that's what I think the underlying lesson that we get from this thing. And I'm not looking at any one team, and just overall as a whole, I think that's just what we need here from this.
This game reminded me of when they first implemented the All-Star game rule, where it was you have to get 24 points in the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah. So if you don't know, the first overtime is a 2-minute overtime. So you just get 2 minutes. Whoever scores more at the end,
Yep.
that's it. Both teams were playing such intense defense. I don't think anyone scored in overtime or one point on each side or 2 points on each side. So it was like, very, very small amount of scoring. So basically, you go into double overtime. They're about to start it. We're like, wait, we got to look at the rules, bro. We haven't had a double overtime yet. We look at the rules, and basically it's 1st to 5 was the rule. So, on one side, Chef Dula goes up, gets hit, fouled, gets his free throws. On the other end, Kareem goes up, gets hit, head hits the floor, and that's when all the complaining and everything happened. Sami Shaban was like, I'm calling the game, whatever, he's telling the ref, but it technically wasn't his place because he wasn't the captain. Kareem is technically the captain, so he couldn't make that call. So they were about to call the game. We're like, hey, hold on, no, we have to ask Kareem. Kareem was on the floor, obviously. He's injury timeout here. They're trying to figure out what's going on, and they decided to keep playing. But because the game was taking so long, like we were over 35 minutes over a lot of time. It's like this game, like if you actually look it up when I uploaded it on YouTube, it was like 90 something minutes. It's crazy. They ended up really, okay, first to 2 points. Like at this point, like we have to get it in. So basically, Baysan had to choose Shatila's free throw shooter. Because Kareem couldn't shoot it. He was done for the game. They chose Abdul Traore. He made one, missed one. So he split it. So now they needed 1 point to now win the game. And I'm pretty sure...
I think it was the one in Baysan got fouled.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he missed both. Like he missed two. I think that's what happened.
I think so
they had a chance to win it too. Like again, it was very tight, very close game, very physical game. But it ended up being that Hassan Zakir on the other end finally gets fouled, and he just had to make one, and he made the first one, and it was over.
Work on your free throws, guys.
Hold on, give me a second. All right. Yeah, it was crazy game though. Shout out to both teams for playing as hard and as well as they did. But again, like we don't want to see bad behavior here, And look, I don't know how many technical fouls everyone's gotten here, but it looks like Chef Dula got one this game. I think the max amount. If you have 3 technical fouls, you're eliminated. I think from the contention, you can't play.
Has he got one recent or another? Or
I don't know how many he's gotten, but like I'm just saying, like I just see that he got a technical from this game, so just be careful, and not just him. I know other people have gotten techs as well, so just 3 is the rule for this season at least because we have 7 games.
I mean, Chef Dula has 2 right now. So he has another one he can't play for the rest of the season. Yeah, so that's Chef Dula, you're one away, and bro, he's playing out of his mind. He's playing great. He's the best player on that team. So we don't want to see you not play. Yeah, please.
But yeah, okay. Next game.
Next one, which I wish I watched because
the footage is lost too, bro.
I looked at the other. So I was playing the other game, and I looked on the other side, and I was like, wait, who's down? Because it was like full pressing, full court pressing.
If you don't know, me and Tarek were on the other side. We're on court 1, Yazur's on court 2, or the other way around. And so we're playing, and I'm actually in the middle of the game. I'm looking at the recording thing, and obviously I'm mid-game. I see it's not recording. I'm like, what is going on with that thing? But anyway, so we're just playing our game, and I'm like, I can't stop now to go, figure it out. So we just keep playing. But unfortunately, the footage, like the one loss Yazur's had, and like basically, I think they've lost twice now on 3 seasons because Hassan Zakir delivered their first loss. They were undefeated last season, right? Besides the forfeit, if you count that. And then this season is their first loss. So,
it wasn't just a loss. I mean, they got smacked.
Yeah, this is the first time they've gotten smacked for sure. I would say.
I would say.
Wait, no, didn't they lose in the finals? Oh no, that was MB. That was MB Cup. Never mind.
I didn't get to watch it, but from the few plays, so I caught glimpses because I was sitting out during our games, so sometimes I'd glance over it. From what I saw, Parker was just like a very big influence, especially against Salahoun. When you have someone, Salahoun's a very physical player, but when you have someone that's like that, who's just like
he's a beast,
probably
bro.
has like 50 pounds over Salahoun, it's just like impossible.
What can you do? He held Salahoun at 3 for 14, and who usually shoots a very efficient game. Overall, in last season he shot, just for reference, 55%. This season he's shooting 54%. Like he usually isn't shooting 3 for 14, right?
You got Guggen obviously popping off.
It's the combination. You have Guggen shooting 13 for 19, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and then you have Parker on the other end, which unfortunately we don't have stats for, who also shot and played very well.
You can probably see right here, this is 23 shots plus 8 shots, so shot
I don't think it counts that, does it? Really?
Like that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So how many points did he have? So 32, 18?
18 points here or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I think you guys get the idea here is that, they played excellent offensively. MP3 definitely shot the ball, 5 for 14. It's not horrible. Again, that's a little over 33%. But I think he probably got more open looks because they were focused on Gaga and they're focused on Parker, and then you have MP3 who ends up coming in as the number 3 here and is just probably open. I'm assuming. Unfortunately, I wish I could have seen this game, but he had 16 points, complementing the very decisive victory here.
I mean, he probably felt good winning this game after what happened last season.
Yeah.
Remember the Instagram
the
video?
5-on-4. I remember that. I was actually talking to Akka before the game, and he was like, who are we playing? He was like, remember the guy from the Instagram?
Oh, yeah.
So he knew it was funny. Let's talk about Yazur a little bit. Montaka played a good game. 50% shooting, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. He's a triple-double machine the way he plays. He just gets the boards. He gets, just enough scoring. He definitely distributes the ball. He couldn't have played a much better game, it doesn't look like. 2 turnovers on 7 assists is a great ratio there.
I mean, it looks like, first of all, so this includes Yazur's,
I think
Parker's shots, right?
It
has
19 plus 14 plus 8. It's 22. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
No. This is not including.
I was wondering why they had 20 less shots. So,
yeah.
I mean, I guess that's accurate.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it looks like they Qibya scouted correctly.
Yeah.
Because they shut down pretty much
their
main
scorers.
threats here.
Salahun and Mumtaz, yeah.
Yeah.
6 for 17 and 3 for 14. That's what that was how they did it. And I think in a situation like this, when you see your guys aren't making the shots that they need to, and obviously Mumtaz still had 17 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal.
He's shots,
it's true. He's no slouch, but he did get locked up a little bit here.
Yeah.
But I think in this situation, that's when you want Montaka to score a little bit more. And obviously he did his best.
Or you rely on your role players to
yeah.
make more shots. Like Kojo, I mean, 1 for 8 from 3.
Yeah.
They were probably sagging off of Kojo a little bit, which allowed him to get those shots. But again, I haven't watched the game.
Right.
So
these are assumptions here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a historic one, I would say. Rohan hit me up. He was like, hey man, do you know when the footage for our game is getting uploaded?
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry man, unfortunately we had technical difficulties. And he's like, no, I heard it was historic, man. Yazur, they haven't lost in 3 seasons. I was like, well, technically they did lose 1 other game, but still, it's just proves the feat that they've done. It's crazy.
I expect whoever's playing Yazur next week, I mean, good luck with.
Yeah, I think Yazur's gonna take it out on you guys. Not gonna lie. All right, next game. It gives me great pleasure to tell you that Akka took a win last week.
We are the anti-Yazur. This is our second win in 3 seasons.
No, we've had more than 2 wins.
Yeah.
But okay, all right. So first half, we actually kind of we were decisively winning. We were winning by 11 points, 34-23 was the first half points or score. Overall, I just felt like the pace of the game was. We locked up on defense. Offensively, it felt like we were scoring with ease in the first half. The second half was when we were talking in the huddle at the halftime, and we were like, okay, sag off of 23, which Mohamed Suleiman, because he wasn't hitting his shots first half at all, and sag off of 6. I don't remember. I think that's yeah. And let's use those 2 guys to help out in the lane because these guys are bigger than us, I would say, right? I think number 5, I think it's Abdurrahman Ashri. He was a big man. I was on him, and you had David Stang, obviously, who's it looks like he's 6'6" to 6'8" in that range. I don't know how tall he actually is, but yeah, tiny. So they had size, so it was okay, if they get in the lane, let's double up and let's try to do that. So as soon as we started doing that, Mohamed Suleiman banks 3 threes in a row, and we're like, bro, what the hell is going on?
As well.
He gets fouled on one of them, and then he banks 2 free throws, makes the third.
I swear to God,
we're like, bro, what is going on right now?
This ref had it out for me, man. I cannot believe whatever. I'm not one. Some of these calls on the 3-point fouls.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, that 3-point was a little sus to me, but I mean, what am I? I'm not unbiased here.
Yeah,
obviously.
it is what it is. You had a great game, bro. Obviously 0 for 4. We want you to keep shooting those threes from
no, but you know what's crazy is that I'll shoot threes and I won't realize that I'm shooting that many threes, and 4 is me capping it. Sometimes.
That much,
I mean, if it was open, I'll take it, and I know I'm confident in my shot. I know it'll go in. It's just it didn't fall today.
Yeah.
But you'll see in other games if you scroll, sometimes I'll take 5, 6, 7 threes, and it's like I'll at the end of the game I'll be like, I took 7 threes. I didn't realize that. Yeah. So like I was like very conscious of the amount that I took this time. They weren't falling, so I kind of stopped with it. But I was really getting to the basket like pretty like I felt like easily, and so I was just getting the lays and or the fouls. So I got to the free throw line 4 for 7, which isn't amazing. Towards the end, I missed a pair of free throws because my legs weren't under me. I was definitely tired, but I did finish with 20 and 9, which I was happy with. At Cook, I do well at Cook because I used to play there all the time. Yeah, I used to like literally in college. I used to live there, bro. But Usman Khan, bro.
Yeah,
Usman Khan
lit it up, man.
19 points, 11 rebounds, 7 for 11 shooting. He shot the lights out, 5 for 6 from the 3, bro. At some point, he would just like get the ball at the 3, and I was like, oh, that's going in. Like I know he'd go up. And it was just cash, bro.
You
it
get
was crazy.
One of these from Osman every season.
Yeah. You know, Aray's texted me. Yeah, he was like Osman legacy game, 1 per season, because he had one last season. He had one the first season against Yazur. So it was crazy. But Ammar also played so Ammar, he didn't shoot super efficiently. And
the free throws,
throws I think was the problem, but he did finish 15 and 11, 6 assists. Me and him ran a pick and roll that was pretty sick, like 3-4 plays in a row, just threw the pass, and he hit me every single time in the perfect spot. Like sometimes they would head super hard on him, and like they were clearly trying to deny the pass from Ammar's angle, and he threw it just on like literally just over, and I would catch it right for an easy layup. Like it was like, oh, I did just get the ball in the perfect space right here, right under the rim. You know, it was like perfect. So, and then, he hit a big shot at the end of the game. We were down by 2 in overtime. Actually, before we even get there, we were up by 3. I hit the free throw to make it a 3-point game.
This was before the overtime.
Before overtime. Is in regulation. And then Abdurrahman Ashri, bro, he hit the craziest shot of his life, man. It was insane.
That's the funny thing is that's the only 3-pointer he made the entire game. So annoying, for real.
Bro, 1 for 8 from 3, but not to hold it against. It was a big shot. In the big moment, he made it. You know what I mean? He was a fadeaway 3 from the corner. It was crazy.
Crazy.
So he hit that 3. That's what tied the game for them. So that really gave us overtime. And then we're in overtime, and basically we had I hit a bucket there.
I think Ahmed Ismaili hit the first bucket.
He hit a bucket. Yes, I tied it up.
Just trying to catch up the entire.
So I tied it up, and then the next play, I think it was
it was Al-Ashri. He got fouled.
Yeah, he had 2 free throws. He made 1.
Okay.
He made the first one. Second one he missed. Something like that. I think honestly, if he made the next one, they would have won or something. I think he missed the free throw that was like important for them. I don't remember exactly how it was. But then we had a chance. We're down by 2. We had a chance to tie it up or take a win. Yeah. And initially the play was like, let's get a 2. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we tried doing that. It was the play broke. The ball ended up falling into Ahmad's hands at the 3. At this point in time, Ahmad is 1 for 7 from 3. So it's like very similar to Abdurrahman Al-Ashri, you know what I mean? Like Ahmad hit the first 3 of the game, and then the last 3 of the game. He went up, hit the 3, and we're like mad hype at that point. Then Qalqilya didn't know they had a timeout in the overtime. So Abdurrahman Ashri, I think
so I was pressing on him. Yeah. And he was trying to talk to his team and be like, do we have a timeout? Do we have a timeout? I don't think anybody answered him or something like that. And then like he pushed me away. Yeah. And then just like went for it.
Yeah. He was pushing it super hard because there's not much time left. 4 seconds left or something. So he's pushing it, going all the way. And we just D'd up. We were like, all right, bet they're not gonna call a timeout. Yeah. Let's take the dub. Yeah. So they didn't score. We got the win.
Sometimes, honestly, it's better not to call timeout in these kind of leagues because the set defense is not gonna.
Yeah, that's true.
It's.
Whatever. I think in this situation it probably would have been better for them to call the timeout, just because like there was like a couple of seconds left and it would have saved them the time of having to run it up the court.
Oh yeah, because you can
advance it. Yeah, that's the biggest thing I think. But overall, Ahmed Ismaili was cooking,
I will say, I shout out Abdurrahman Al-Ashri because, bro, that guy knows how to use his body.
Yeah, he does.
Knows how to find like good angles.
Bro, I had 4 fouls on him and I had to switch off of him, and then he scored 2-3 buckets easy.
But Ahmed Ismaili, I'm surprised he was 8 for 21 because during the game it felt like he could not be stopped.
Yeah, he did not feel like he was shooting 8 for 21.
Yeah, so
he was having a game.
Yeah, he was having a game. He played really well.
His 3, I think that's what it was. Because he shot 50% from 3.
Yeah,
he was shooting the 3 really well. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. He would also get to the basket and just acrobatic layups. It was looking good.
Obviously, also Muhammad Suleiman for
that was big for them.
Yeah, making those shots and bringing them back in the second half.
Yeah. And obviously, tough loss for Qalqilya. They showed out this game. They won the second half, or if you count overtime as well. They brought themselves back into it, and they honestly, it could have gone another way, one other bucket. You know, we won by 1 point, so it's like they played well.
Yeah. All right.
I missed anyone? Oh, shout out Ahmed Kawar, by the way. Hit a 3 and got some rebounds with one arm. He's going like
more points than me on 2 arms. I should donate. I'll give you a shoulder joint, bro.
Bro, shout out Ahmed Kawar. You're the man. All right, let's go next game.
I don't know what to say about this one.
Tiberias
Actually, I will
versus
say
Al-Balah.
one thing. I did not watch this game. I saw Ruse cooking on the fast break a couple times. Shabazz, bro. Like, come on, man. I think he was the primary defender on Ruse, bro. You got to do something, bro. Like,
to be fair, like their whole team was getting cooked, bro. Like, Shabazz was on there at first.
Yeah.
Mahruz was getting it going, and then Shabazz got into foul trouble.
Okay.
Then Dinesh switched on to him. Dinesh is undersized, but he's a good defender. He can move his feet. So he was fast enough, but he wasn't strong enough. So Ruse would just get to the basket, bump him, get a lay.
Yeah.
Then it switched to like everyone got a chance to really guard him, and Mahmoud got on him at one point. He was too slow. I think.
Seems like a good matchup.
Yeah, but he was. I think he wasn't fast enough. So it was just like they really put everyone on him, and it just like you see Abdullah Shabazz had the 4 fouls. Offensively, also it didn't look pretty. Zayed shot pretty well, 4 for 9. You had Omar Mahmoud, 4 for 7. 5 for 14 isn't terrible from Dinesh. You expect better, obviously, but he had 12 points, 9 rebounds, 10 and 10 for Zayed and Omar, respectively.
The funny thing is, at the end of the game, they were telling Ruse to just jack up threes because they want him to practice his threes. So his percentage should be even better than what it is right now, which is like shocking.
Well, he shot 33 from the 33%. And that's not terrible.
I know.
Yeah.
It was
decent. Yeah,
crazy performance.
I mean, 42 points, 16 rebounds.
Yeah.
You don't get better than that.
Yeah.
That's an insane performance. Player of the week, well deserved.
He had a couple cross jabs that were pretty nasty that I saw. So
this is the first game I think that Singer didn't score that much. Honestly, like he usually is scoring a lot. You look at Beast, 0 for 0.
Who's Beast?
They must have made a mistake. I actually think Arrays had 17 for 30. No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop.
Is Arrays Beast? Is that his name?
No, I'm just kidding. Somebody else is Beast in North, and they treat him like Beast, even though it's not deserved. Like I feel like Arrays is a really good player, and like he just needs the opportunity. I think that's really what it is. Unfortunately, on Tiberias, there isn't much opportunity to go around. Like it's like Ruse is killing it. Singer this year is having an insane year. On top of that, you also have what's his name? Amir Koyas, who's on their team, who didn't even play.
He wasn't even playing.
Yeah, but he's like hurt from his ankle from against Deshaun, I think that team. What's his name? Big Sal. He's huge for them. Last week he had a triple double in North. Like these guys, like they have a lot of talent on this team, so it's hard to really get other guys involved. I still think like if you're blowing a team out 66-42, like in the end, like the Tulkarem only scored 13 points in the second half. Like I do think you should get the other guys involved. I think like Arrays told me at least like he was trying to just get Ruse, like he was going off from the beginning, so it's just like let him have his game. Like let's see how what he could do, and obviously it worked. He had 42 and 16. But what's it called? I think like the biggest thing is the opportunity, right? Like it's like it looks like everyone else took shots, right? I would say like I look for a raise, like I want him to get 5 shots minimum a game, just because I know he can make them. I know he can make those. He has a quick first step. He can get down the lane. Smart player, always makes the right pass. So it's just about getting the touches, getting the minutes. That's really what it is. Shout out Tiberias. I think they played a really good game. I don't even think that this was their fault as a team. I think like I said, I think Arrays even personally said, he's like, no, I was just trying to get Ruse to get his game. But to develop as a player, you need those touches. You know what I mean? Like I think like I was actually going to be on this Tiberias team, and it wasn't because of opportunity that I didn't end up on that team. Like I ended up making a promise and making a team with Akka, and I'm happy I did. But because of that, like I'm getting the touches, the shots, the reps, the opportunity that I wouldn't have had on Tiberias, and I'm like grateful for that split. Obviously we have a losing record.
It's also not so much about the attempt; it's more about I feel like I'm happy playing with Akka, even though I'm not shooting the ball, but at least I get the chance to facilitate.
Yes,
you know what I'm
saying?
You
have a role that's important to the team.
So you need to just carve out the role in your team, even if it's not necessarily.
Fair enough. That point is well taken. Fair enough. Very very fair. yeah, I think that's really all I had to say.
What do you? I don't even know what you say for Tulkarem, man. It's tough.
It's
to like.
Sometimes the guys just having their night. It's it's also tough. Like Ruse likes to get in the lane, and he gets calls because sometimes he doesn't get calls, but I would say he gets because when you're driving downhill, that's when you force a ref to really make it. You're not going to get it from jump shots. You know what I mean? So it's it's tough. Shabazz obviously got in foul trouble early. He couldn't really stay on him. I think Shabazz is probably the best matchup from this team on Ruse.
I honestly
who else?
I think Omar Mahmoud would have been best from the get go.
But I think they tried it, and I think I see what
I'm
you're
not saying Ruse can't shoot because he definitely can.
Yeah.
But you can't.
You take that threat over the drive.
You have to take that over. You have to. Yeah. You have to pick your poison with him. You know. So at some point, I would have just even played zone or something because Hamid wasn't playing either, and seems like they not lack the shooters, but again, you have to pick your poison with this team. They're the best team in the league right now, undefeated. So I would have tried something different if I was getting cooked like that. So
no, I get it. All right, let's go next game. They're 5-0. They're the only team that's undefeated, by the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Obviously, very matchup dependent because not everybody's playing everybody.
Right. Okay, last game.
I watched this game, and
this
you
game
stacked
was,
this
yes,
game. So
I did.
Let's talk about this one.
Okay, so this one was... What are you doing? It was a blowout at first. All right, he wants to be here. All right, it was a blowout at first. And what happened was Al-Wehdat crawled their way back in, and it was on the back of a man named Umar Subhani.
Yeah, he was cooking.
He was cooking, bro. His three, he shot 50% for three at this, and at the beginning of the game he wasn't shooting that well.
Yeah.
But he was just lights out at one point. He found his rhythm. They kept giving it to him for the catch and shoot. Yeah. It was almost like Klay Thompson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No dribbles, just give me the ball. He'd catch, shoot, catch, shoot, catch, shoot.
Triple threat. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So he shot 10 for 19 overall, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Looks great. Wahid was 11 for 18. Again, that's great as well. 28 points, 8 rebounds. But you expect more from Sami Butt. So I've been hyping him up from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And he is that kind of player. I know that he is. He's just having fun with the league, it looks like. But low-key, if he made a couple more shots, they win this game.
Yeah.
This game was down to 4 points in... it was a 4-point game with, a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
It was very winnable for this team. Mm-hmm. Yusuf got a last-minute injury 2 days ago. So these guys were playing with 5 guys, one of them being Umar Rafai, Bilal Habibullah. These guys usually aren't scorers like that, but Umar Rafai, 5 for 10 shooting, 11 points, 5 rebounds. I think realistically the issue for him was on the defensive side. Bilal as well, 2 for 6. That's not bad. You take the small amount of shots, but you try to capitalize in it. That was good. 5.6 rebounds, 2 assists. He came in clutch for them too. I feel like he would hustle a lot. So I definitely like a player like that. But look at the rebounds as well. 29 rebounds for the team. They obviously got out rebounded, but everyone's contributing over 4 to 5 rebounds, which is really good. 7 assists from Umar Subhani because he got it going. They were bouncing up on him for the shot. He started passing it around. He got a ton of assists from there. I think a lot of them were actually to Wahid because he would be cutting down the lane. That's what I remember. As a team, they shot 45%. It's not good. It's not bad. That's pretty good.
He's so tough, bro. He's very hard to stop in transition. He's has a constant motor. He's a guy you want on your team.
Yeah, for sure. Actually.
Yeah.
And defensively, he's pretty good as well. Sometimes I feel like I don't take this personally, but sometimes I feel like his decision making is a little questionable. But on a game like this, you shoot 11 for 18. You only had 2 turnovers, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. You're going to do some things wrong. That's not bad. You know what I mean? The problem here was that 3 guys on Al-Wehdat were in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Umar Subhani, Umar Rafai, and Wahid were all 4 fouls. It was bad.
I got to say, bro, where's Faisal? Where you at, man? Where's Sufyan, bro? Where you guys at? Every single
I heard they texted Faisal. They're like, yo, where you at? You haven't been here since week 1. And he was like, yo, my bad, guys. I haven't played I haven't come in a while, but don't worry, I'll be here this week. He just doesn't show up. No text, nothing. Just no call, no show.
Faisal, where you at, bro? You're playing every Thursday. I see you. I played with you yesterday. Where are you, bro?
That's so funny. All right, Safad side. Look at that. 25 points from Mujtaba, 10 for 17
Is that number
shooting.
0?
That's number 1.
Who's that, the bald guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, there's a new guy there who looks like he's cooking.
Yeah, he's cooking.
Okay.
He's actually a MB OG. He's been in the league for a long time.
Okay.
Adi Sufyan, 21 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. They couldn't really stop him. The
like
size
Adi.
was
He
just...
plays,
He uses his size
yeah.
very well. Gets to the rim. He actually hit a couple threes.
Yep.
3 threes, 3 for 4. It was really good.
He reminds me of, who's that Rockets power forward? What's his name?
Oh, the Turkish guy?
Yeah,
What's his name? I don't remember his name.
Şengün.
Yeah. He actually that's a pretty good player comparison actually. I like that. Lilo was 3 for 11. It's okay. 9 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists.
Last time I was on the pod, what did I say? He was inefficient.
Yeah.
And he scored like 20. All right, bro. Come on, Alwan. We can do better than this. A win's a win.
Yeah, it's true. And also, I do respect that. Like, okay, you're not getting it going. Shooting 3 for 11, but he's getting 5 assists, 9 rebounds. Like he's getting himself involved in other ways.
He's always a threat because he's constantly moving without the ball, so he'll get all the. He's like,
and he wasn't taking bad shots. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Islam also did really well. 5 for 9, 13 points, 2 rebounds. Forsan is ultimate hustle player, bro. He plays like a beast, bro.
Yeah.
4 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists.
This team is. I've told you this before. This is the mold of a team that I would want.
Yeah.
MB,
totally agree. You always look at them. You always look at them as like, oh, this is what we want. This is what we hope basketball is like. And then you look at what's his name, Qibya.
Yeah.
Gugun and Parker carrying, bro. Like it's like that's how it actually ends up being.
It's like the Spurs 2014
yeah,
Spurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the Rockets, James Harden.
Exactly. It's so
good
funny.
Team, man.
Yeah, good win for Safad. You definitely would like it to be more definitive, especially like against a team that is 1-4. Especially if you have championship aspirations.
This is better than their record looks.
Oh, 100%. I totally agree.
They're a talented team.
I totally agree. But if you have championship aspirations, you can't be struggling against a team like that's 1-4.
Yeah.
But I do hope Al-Wehdat does string together some wins here in the late part of the season.
Again, I don't think Faisal and Sufyan are watching this, but if you are watching this.
Get
Show
out
up
of here, bro. Come on. Okay.
All right, prediction time.
Predictions. Let's see here. Okay, game 1. You just look it up.
This is the game of the week.
All right, Rafah versus Qibya.
I don't know why when I read Rafah, I think about all the time.
Yeah, because that was what it was last season.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, game 1. Rafah versus Qibya. This is going to be an interesting game.
Very, very good
However, Qibya just beat Yazur.
Is
Interesting. I don't know. That's a good question. All right, knowing what we know now, I will take.
Wait, so, you're keeping track of your predictions, so this matters, right?
Yes, this matters to me right now. Okay, Rafah hasn't lost a game since week 1. They lost against Tiberias in a 3-point game. It was close.
And also I think they didn't have Sean that game.
They didn't have Sean either.
Yeah, and that was a low-scoring game for Tiberias too. They're so weak defensively. I will take. It depends if. Can I say it or no?
No, I don't think we can because nothing's confirmed yet.
Okay. I'll take Rafah.
You'll take Rafah.
Yeah. I think they have the guard defenders for. Is Gugun? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay. I think they have the guard defenders for him. I think they'll have a game plan for him. They got the bodies.
Oh, here he is. They actually put him on the stat sheet now.
It will remain that way.
Yeah. That's tough, man. I can't. This is a tough one.
It's tough.
I'll take Rafah as well.
Okay.
I will take Rafah. I think defensively they play good, and
Ahmad
offensively
is finally getting into his groove. I feel like in the season.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like Rafah ends up making it a chippy game.
Yeah.
Like it ends up being physical and like really, and it bothers certain players. So I saw how Gugun was against Tiberias. That's exactly how it was. It was a very chippy, like very physical game.
Yep.
It was like a small court.
Yep.
It's not going to be like that here. It's going to be a Livy, so it's going to be the full court. However, I do see what's his name, Rafah, playing good defense here. So I'll take Rafah for the first. They lost to Tiberias first week. That was the 41-44.
My bad.
All right, so I take Rafah. Next game, Tulkarem versus Baysan. Oh, this should be interesting too, actually.
No, I don't even think it's going to be close.
Baysan, huh?
Now that it's not going to be close, I think it's going to be a close game, obviously. And I think Tulkarem is really good. I just think Baysan's a slept-on team.
Yeah, okay. realistically. Tulkarem had one close game, first game, 51-52. They lost in overtime. They lost to Qalqilya by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to Al-Balah by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Shatila by 1 point. I think they were underhanded. I don't remember. I think they were underhanded, actually.
Shatila had everybody there.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I know Hassan was there, and I know that... actually, I don't know if Hassan was there. Hassan wasn't there. He was in Umrah.
They came late, actually. Asa came late and stuff like that. So just being that close, too, is not good.
Yeah.
42-66 against Tiberias. You kind of expect that.
I think...
Yeah, I mean, based off the way it looks, I think I'd take Baysan for this game. I would like Tulkarem to win. I know a lot of guys on that team. But they do have things to figure out, I agree. All right, next game. Qalqilya versus Nazareth. I think Nazareth finally gets their get back here, ends their losing streak.
Yep.
They get to be 3-3 against Qalqilya. Qalqilya, I think if they look to be physical, they look like a better team.
Yeah,
overall.
I think the one thing with that team is they love to play pick and roll, like the high screen and roll. David Stang's got to do a better job of screening.
Bro, screen, be physical, get inside, get those rebounds, those putbacks. Like he can be an absolute like beast for this league, actually.
Get wider on that screen.
Yeah.
Impose. Yeah. So
all right, us Shatila versus Akka. Karim Shaban's out.
Obviously, got us.
I got us too. I mean, hopefully we'll bring a even record here. That'd feel good.
Tomorrow. So.
It's tomorrow, yeah. All right, next game. Safad versus
game. This should have been
Safad versus Deir Al-Balah. Yeah, so
I like this game.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, actually. Okay.
I actually got Safad for this. Oh wait, is Mohammed Amin gonna be playing?
Probably. I'm gonna take Deir Al-Balah actually.
If they have all their guys, I'm also gonna I don't know. I'm gonna take Safad.
You're gonna take Safad?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Deir Al-Balah. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I got if Gagan comes, I mean not Gagan, sorry. What's his name? Deshaun comes. And Mo Amin that's a deadly combo, you know? And they have a lot of good role players as well on that team.
Yeah.
Obviously Safad, they know what they're doing. They have the experience, they have, like we said, pure basketball the way that they play. But I think that unfortunately sometimes pure basketball still loses.
We'll see.
Let's see what happens. Next game, Tiberias versus Haifa.
I'm sorry, Haifa, man.
Yeah.
It's the best team in the league right now.
5-0. I don't think you guys are going to be the ones to stop it, but if it was me in your position, I'd make it my mission to stop them.
I would, not to condone anything, but I would be violent on the court.
I would make it my mission about, all right, I am training for weeks to give Tiberias their first out. And if you guys...
When we say train, we mean lift weights, you know, get as big as possible.
And if you guys don't give them their first L this week, I'm looking to do it the week after because we're against Tiberias after that. Obviously, I don't know how far that's going to take us, but, you know, I'm definitely going to try
for us sure. At the very least.
Yeah, at the very least, tire them out. I appreciate that. All right, Yazur versus Al-Wehdat. Yazur is going to beat the brakes off of Al-Wehdat.
I'm sorry. Is Yazur playing or no?
I hope so. But like,
I want him to play just so you can experience that beating.
I think Yazur is going to come out swinging hard after last week. I think they've been getting some things figured out. We'll see what happens. All right, last game, Yunis versus Bir Seb'a.
I think this is going to be a better game than
it looks records-wise.
Because it's guard versus guard.
Yeah.
Right? But I still think I still got Yunis.
Yeah, I still got Yunis as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Stuffy playing, I'm assuming he is.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't make it last week, but I'm assuming he'll, you know.
This will be a fun game. It's the three-headed monster versus another... I don't know, three-headed monster, but like Ryan, Omar Khan.
Yeah, I mean, low-key, if Bir Seb'a can get their stuff together, like if they can actually like play an efficient game. Actually, Matt gave me a call earlier today. He was like, "Give me the scout report. I want to know what to do." I was like, "All right." Gave him everything I knew.
I mean, didn't help versus them.
Well,
with us,
to be honest, I didn't really know much about their team until we played them. You know what I mean? Like, and I think I just kind of gave them information based off of what we found against them. So it's just like, okay, here's what I know, and
we'll see if Delphi is able to shoot, right?
Yeah. Let's see what happens. But I do have Yunis for now. But I do think what's his name makes it an interesting game. Bro, they love going in front of the camera. All right, so those are all the predictions, announcements. Again, the number one thing here is that we are emulating brotherhood between each other as Muslims. We're here for one reason and one reason only. It's brotherhood through basketball for the sake of Allah. And for Palestine, of course, yeah. So more than one reason, but you get my point. At the very end of the day, I mean, I guess I said out all that I need to say. I think we talked about all the games. Are there any other? Bring your jerseys. Make sure that you email if you need to.
I think people were better about cleaning stuff up this week.
Yes.
We still have more to go though. There's a lot of water bottles. You guys wasting a lot of water bottles. Just buy reusable water bottles, by the way. I don't know what's going on, man. Anyway.
I'm a culprit of that, too. I mean, honestly, I end up stealing your water every time.
That's fine.
All right, guys.
Start buying reusable water bottles for everybody.
Yeah. Yo, honestly, they leave a new one every week.
I know. I saw this really nice Stanley cup there last night. I just left.
No, we threw it. We threw it out because it's Starbucks. We don't mess with that. No, I'm just kidding. I actually don't even know where it is. Did they leave it?
I left it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Sorry
at Cook. It's
that
at
was.
Cook if you lost to Stanley. All right, guys. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you.
Good to be here again.
And we'll see you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry for the late pod, by the way. Assalamu alaikum.